I'm Dean Prather. I am Vice President of Quality Vending and Coffee. Quality Vending got its start many years ago, back in 1991. It actually started in my father-in-law, Don Maselli's garage. Like many great businesses, we too started in our garage. My father-in-law had been in the vending business for about 30 years prior, and he finally came to the realization that he can do it better than everybody else, and he can do it for himself and for his family. So he and my partner, his son, Carl Maselli, they started Quality Vending in October of '91. I came on board about a year and a half later, and we have since grown this business to one of the largest independent vending companies in the metropolitan area.
My grandfather-in-law, Don Maselli, is the one who started the company with my father-in-law, Carl. And soon after that, Dean came on board. Fast forward to 2017, they were running the show from day one. It went from a three-man team. They slowly and progressively grew over the years. I came on board in 2017. As really the lead guy to implement technology within the company. So at that time, we were in a transition phase, going from a typical warehouse on wheels to now, as you can see, full on pre-kitting.
We believe our service is what sets us apart, and not only do we believe that, but we preach that. You know, we will work very diligently to make sure a machine is working. We'll get a call from a customer and says, "Hey, you know, a bottle suck." Some of my competitors might say, "Oh, you know what? I'll wait until the next till that route driver's there and he can clear it." Now, we're going to drop everything we can to make sure that machine's up and running. We tell our customers all the time that if your machine's not working, it's an inconvenience for you. However, this is our livelihood. If our machines aren't working and we're not generating revenue, then our families aren't going to eat. We were very, very late adopters to the micro-market industry, and it was very intentional. My partner and I, when we were at that same convention in Chicago, they were announcing the fact they got this new concept of micro-markets. We literally walked off the showroom floor, looked at each other and said, "These people have lost their minds. It's the honor box system." We're like, "There's no way this is gonna work." We were like, "You guys go have fun, do your crazy stuff. We're gonna be a vending company at heart." Now fast forward, yes, we are fully adopted and into the micro markets, and we see the value of them now. We've decided to make the switch over to 365 retail markets. We were using another provider prior to this that we just didn't know what we didn't know. They were a good provider. They provided a solid service, but they weren't providing the marketing, the at point of purchase opportunities that 365 does, the mobile app that 365 provides, all of those things, the bells and whistle features that we firmly believe are going to make us a better company, and they're going to drive our consumer to our markets and incentivize them to utilize those. We didn't have that at our fingertips. Yes, we had a solid provider, but beyond that, we just felt like we needed to take our game to the next level.
Quite honestly, this isn't to knock any other providers, but I think it's obvious that 365 is the pinnacle when it comes to kiosks and kiosk software systems. Everybody seems to be chasing them and trying to keep up with their forward thinking and really honestly putting their money where their mouth is. So we saw that and we knew if we make a change with kiosks, 365 is probably the way to go. And that tied in with the VIN management software as well, and ParLevel was right there. And you know, 365 purchased ParLevel about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. And so the marriage was already there, and we got tired of the finger pointing as well. So having everything under one roof and knowing that we could go to one provider and there wasn't gonna be that finger pointing back and forth, we can say, hey, we've got an issue. You guys are one company. Here's the issue, find a solution, as opposed to bouncing back and forth from provider to provider. 365 is they're forward thinking. It's a company, all of their employees are innovators, I feel like. So taking that innovation and having it at our fingertips now that we've already made that leap of faith and switched over to par level and 365 is huge. I think a lot of times 365 is sometimes even a step ahead of where we are as operators, and they have tools developed before we even realize that we need them. Specifically the vision technology that's been implemented within the Pico ecosystem. We don't have any of those Pico Vision coolers yet, but I know the day's gonna come to where we need them. And the fact that they're already available, they're already really, for the most part, perfected, is great. Because when I have a client that comes on board and I'm like, man, that vision technology would be great. All I've got to do is pick up the phone and call and order one, and we're ready to roll.
We got to where we are by recognizing this isn't a sprint, this is a marathon. We also recognize that family businesses tend to fail at the third generation. And my partner Carl and I, our goal is 100% to set this next generation up for success.
Some goals of mine with the company, I think, really is, obviously, I'm in line with my brother-in-law Dominic to take the reins of the company and carrying on the tradition and the reputation that Quality Vending had established even before I came here. I was in a position in 2017 to where, I was looking for a job, and my father-in-law and my uncle were kind enough to just say, hey, come work for us. And just seeing what they have built, I want to make sure that I carry all of that on. So taking the technology that 365 and Par Level has in place, using it as a best practice for Quality Vending, and using the tools at our fingertips now to carry on that tradition and reputation is the biggest thing. We're already, in our humble opinion, the best independent operator in Kansas City. We do what we say we're gonna do, and we do it when we say we're gonna do it. And just making sure we continue that on is the biggest thing.